And a school-wide database decision model that, again, we help grade level teams at the school take the data that are collected by the school district and data we collect. We have some things that we assess, and we feed those data into the schools and to the grade level teams, and then we help them understand how to use the data to make decisions about interventions that they work with the kids. We involve all of the people. If you're on the payroll at the school, you're involved in the teaching learning process with this model. So if you're a cafeteria lady, security guards, the janitor, the secretary, the librarian, speech therapist, whatever, you know, if you're at the school, this process helps you figure out what you can contribute to the teaching learning process. And so the school discovers hidden talents. Lots of people at the school, a speech therapist who turns out to be a terrific art teacher. And once that's discovered, you know, we ask if this is something she'd like to be able to do, and she says yes. So, you know, we find space, time, schedule, and kids get art again, even though that vanished because of budget cuts. And it's because we've been able to bring hidden talents of people into the process. And finally, a variable that's turning out to be really, really important, and that's the degree of organic connection that exists between the schools and their district. What we're finding in our work is there's a big disconnect in lots of these really highly impacted areas between schools and their districts. The district's attitude is if the school's failing to perform, we better fire all the teachers and you know, get another principal in there and close the school or voucher the kids out to somewhere else. And from within the school, that feels very punitive. So everybody's kind of in a state of paranoia, and they're really worried. And our effort is to help the district find ways to support teaching and really encourage the cultural change that we're trying to evolve, where kids are energized, and because kids are energized, teachers are energized, and then start spiraling upward. And then we see kids who actually like to come to school, and they're beginning to be respected. People aren't yelling at them anymore, and they're, you know, I'm starting to show what they can learn, and that's what translates into the test scores. So we spent a lot of time on this, building this relationship between districts, district support, school leadership, school teams, and so forth. So the question is, does any of this work? And our answer, the short form answer, is captured in this slide. What you're looking at here are math state annual assessments across the first schools that we started working with in Ravenswood, and in what we call cohort 1, and it starts at the left. The bar graph at the left is 2003-2004 academic year, and then moving up to the last data point we have right now is 09 and 10, and the line graph, the red line at the top, is our fidelity estimation tool. So what that's telling you is on the 15 critical features that we measure with this tool, what is the correlation between making progress on that implementation of the model and academic test performance. And what it's showing you is there is a statistically significant relationship, and you can really see it when the red line dipped in 2006, 2007, following the hiring of a new superintendent and a bunch of new principals. We actually lost some ground, and it went down. You can see the corresponding effect on the average measured academic progress in math at the same time. And then when they, the school culture recaptured, kind of re-enculturated the principal and recaptured its momentum, you see the climbs start up again. Now it's each year is a statistically significant jump. The kids in Ravenswood are finally showing what they can learn, and they're catching up to the state average at a pretty good pace. When we started in 2003, Ravenswood was the second lowest performing school district on measured academic performance in the state of California. The only worst one was Compton in LA, and then came Ravenswood in the Bay Area. Now we've moved up to the 35th lowest performing school district in the state of California, which we see as huge success. And then this is the English language, arts, reading, and again, the data are remarkably similar. The same significant correlation and pretty much the same pattern of progress. When the Likert scale score, which is the scales on the right side for the fidelity tool, hits 2.5, which is what we call the phase of enculturation, academic test scores really kick up. And we're doing some growth modeling with this stuff, and what we're finding is this whole culture variable is a powerful predictor. If you can change the culture of a school, you will get academic gains. And now back to the original question, is all of this has to do with, let me put it this way, none of these schools in Ravenswood any longer have any special classes. They haven't had any special classes for the last 5 years, but they take all of the kids regardless of the extent of their disability. The only ones, there's a few families who have felt that their child needed to be protected, and so they've said we want our child segregated and in a county-operated segregated facility. Most of the parents who had their kids now have brought them back, and they're in the school district. So we serve all of the kids in Ravenswood, all levels of disability, and so on and so forth. And these scores that you're looking at here include the subgroup for special education that took the California STAR assessment system, all but 1% of the kids. And so these changes that are taking place, I also have subgroup data, but I didn't think I had time to show it, but it shows exactly the same pattern. So the special education children, if you will, are showing the same level of growth. That's it. Thanks.